goodness. I was so
You're
excited to
hype.
introduce Edlynn. But yeah. But I will share you this secret, no? So you can also have a one-to-one with her. And then YP Lai, our national director, told me, Judy, you have someone in your chapter. And then he gave me some information. He's very excited. And then I said, YP, we are making her our chapter president. But we didn't know. So me personally, I didn't know yet back then about the story. But that goes to show that really, we are so proud of Edlynn. Grit really showed a lot of grit when they were launching. And I am really happy and privileged to be working with their president, Edlynn Ng. So let's not keep this for so long. Let's hear it from the president herself. Edlynn, are you there? Where are you and how are you?
I
Yay!
am crying. Okay, let's go. Thank you so
There you
much.
go.
Oh my golly. So it's truly an honor to be invited to give this testimonial to an audience of successful and distinguished business owners. So thank you also to my CB breakout roommates for nominating me as the host. Jenny Romero, now you know the earrings. Okay. So good afternoon, everyone. I'm Edlynn Ng, the outgoing president of BNI GRiT and Support and Growth Ambassador of BNI Champions. So please join me in a short trip down memory lane. So as Judy mentioned, so 15 years ago, a ProLife UK colleague of mine invited me to a BNI meeting in Quezon City. So since he's already a member representing life insurance in that chapter, I knew that I wouldn't be able to join them. But I love the value of givers gain. So I thought to myself, how can I make this work? Paano ko ba ito gagawin? So I organized a breakfast meeting with my valued clients at the Dome Cafe in Shangri-La, EDSA. So I introduced them to each other, perhaps because they can avail of each other's products and services. So I'm the common denominator. So as they say, it's borrowed trust. So that's my way of paying it forward to them. So they did like the concept of passing referrals. It was very informal. And we had these referral slips, literally pieces of paper, so half the size of 1/4 sheet. And we tear it off from the pad, and it's in triplicate copies. And it's carbonized already by that time. So the original copy goes to the member, the duplicate went to the referrer, and the triplicate was for chapter records. So imagine, no, face to face in high spirits, we pass this piece of paper to the member saying, member, I have a referral for you. And I really give that sheet. So I'm sure Marilyn and Layla still recall those days with fondness. So my kids moved to a school in Nuvali, so we relocated to the burbs. So meaning my mornings were packed with Zumba yoga, jogging for the past 7 years. Then the pandemic hit with no fair warning, so much like a rug that was pulled under our feet. So group activities were canceled and we were forced to pivot our businesses in the fastest way possible. Personally, I had to pivot as I am so used to face-to-face meetings. So where building rapport over coffee or tea is way much easier. And I'm sure a lot of you can relate. So Sarah Lee Alcaraz, a longtime friend of mine, reached out and said that her friend, Yarmo of the BNI Taguig Executive Director invited her to a meeting. So she then asked me if I wanted to check it out. So I paused and said, I'm actually curious. Why not? So may I know the name of the chapter they're launching? So it's GRiT. So thank you, Judy and Yarmo, for trusting me to be the charter president. When I spoke to both of you, I realized that BNI, like an ex, deserves a second chance. But it must be worth it. So we started with 8 core members who were excited to launch. So it was a challenging climb. Unlike the other chapter, I just tried to start where I knew everyone. This time we were strangers to each other. So that's like Maj and Raj, Lenny. So we were strangers and we were clueless about how to make this work online. So quite frankly, I didn't believe in long distance relationships. But as Darwin would say, in his Origin of Species, it is not the most intellectual of the species that survives. It is not the strongest that survives, but the species that's the one that's best to adapt and adjust to the changing environment in which it finds itself. So with hardworking core LTN members, we were determined to succeed, and GRiT was born on December 8, 2020. We're so grateful to the region for the support, especially to Sharina and Kana, who conducted special deep dive sessions for membership committee and visitor host team. So we sought out Miss Bev as for mentoring as well. So we were all new. We ourselves learned as we mentored. So ideally, learning by doing. We are forever grateful to Dr. Noreen for stepping up to be our support and growth director consultant in November, even if she preferred to start in January. So thank you, Dr. Noreen. So what worked for GRiT? I would say it's 3 V's: vision, values, and visibility. So in terms of vision, my big why in BNI, why I'm back, it's to raise the level of professionalism of Filipino business owners. So it's to demonstrate integrity, discipline, and servant leadership. So in GRiT, our goal is the members' business growth, and the strategy is to grow the chapter to 75 or titanium. But these icons represent our milestones. It won't happen overnight. So we wanted to be 25 to be encoded in BNI Connect. So it was December, hence the Christmas theme. And when we got it, we set 35 as our new target. And when that was done, because that was in March, so March on. So titanium would be next. So I give credit to the hardworking LT1 and 2 who supported the vision all the way. Of course, our Vice President, Evelyn Cabawatan, Secretary Treasurer, Leila Punsalan, Lead Visitor Host, Christine Pascual, Mentor Coordinator, Lenny Carlson, Education Coordinator, Madge Maraat, Growth Coordinators, Architect Jingo and Benja Gonzalez, Event Coordinators, Eric Chua and Architect Nico Carandang, and Communications Coordinator, Raj Asnani. And of course, thank you to our Taguig Support and Growth Team, SGDC Brent Ong, SGA Bet Bidanes, and Chris Lorenzana. So our second V is values. No, our massive transformative purpose as a chapter is meaningful relationships accelerate results. So above all things, it's relationships first. So we had our MTP as our process. And thank you, Coach Elise, for facilitating this activity last December. So as Judy mentioned, it was a Christmas break, so that this happened between Christmas and New Year. So recognition is the secret of building relationships. If you had a one-to-one, and remember my dance card, so my secret to success is gratitude and appreciation. We are proud of our fantastic 36 award during the Philippine National Conference. And this is a summary I post in our group chat every Tuesday at 8 p.m. So I recognize the members with the most number of visitors, the feature presenters, and whatever occurred. If we had inductions, if we had rising star graduates, whoever did the value highlight, the NEC, and the feature presenters. So number 3 is visibility. We are strong in accountability. We check on each other and offer support if needed. So we really focus on making sure everyone is well on where they are. So let us not take our health for granted, especially during these times. So perhaps the 51 of us are the crazy bunch who wake up early to connect and build connections. The visitors are impressed by Christine, Lenny, and Marilyn's singing. So that's a lot of positive attitude and guts. The visitors say they love the energy and then ask us, is singing a requirement in your chapter? So these are the branches of GRiT. Our new members find this fascinating because they can trace who their grandparents or great-grandparents are. This also helps us track who's going for gold badge. So we're inducting one member next week. So I'm excited for more. So we practice givers gain by inviting visitors to showcase our chapter. So a warm congratulations to our incoming president, Architect Jean, our second gold badge awardee. So he rallies the members and leads the way. So he's our top master connector, inviting more than 60 plus visitors. So we embrace lifelong learning as a chapter. We are fondly called Barangay GRiT, sugod at sulong sa training. We have a running list for everything: trainings, webinars, special presentations, and visitors. Some of us have accepted regional roles, as you would have seen earlier. So for the SGA training team, launch team, regional VH, regional NEC. So we are a fun bunch and we know how to celebrate our success. So that's part of our building relationships, because we are greatness rising individually and as a team. So anyway, to recap, these are the 3 V's for vision, values, and visibilities. And of course, this could be the worst of times and the best of times, depending on how you see it. So we've only just begun in GRiT and excited to pass the baton to the incoming core LT led by President Architect Jingo, Vice President Marilyn Uyboco, and Secretary Treasurer Benson Sion. So thank you to the Taguig family, BNI Elite, for allowing us to observe as we built the chapter and for the support. You continue to inspire me as I support champions as well. So thank you, Iconic, All Stars, Dynamic, Rise, and Empire, and acknowledging my batchmates, Attorney Ken, Birdie, Carlo, Bernadette, MJ, and Attorney Marlon. So it was all worth it. Cheers! And of course, shout out to my mentors, YPila and Dr. Ivan Meissner. So I also have a photo with him from like 2 decades ago. So mabuhay one BNI Philippines. And I just want to leave you with this, from what you learned today, and there's so much. What is that one big idea that you want to share to your chapter member who is not in training right now? I'm so happy that the Barangay GRiT has already a lot of messages, like sharing what their learnings about the traffic lights and their realization. So I don't know, maybe it's a photo, a phrase that that stuck to you this morning, from this morning, or anything. So what's important is to take action now. So on behalf of Barangay GRiT, enjoy the rest of the afternoon, leaders, and congratulations.